Hello, my name is Izzy Salazar, and today I'm going to be presenting my promotional strategy for my company, Authentic Self. Authentic Self, to give you a little background, is already coffee grounds and coffee products that exist. We are now planning to launch a coffee shop in an actual location. So, this is the strategy for that. And we are pretty still new with our product. We just immediately wanted to start a coffee shop. So let's get into it. So here's just an overview of what I'm going to talk about today, starting from about us. I'm the owner. About us, all the way through our mission, vision, branding, how we're going to promote to customers, our target market, the role of advertising, competitors, a storyboard for commercial, our celebrity spokespersons, public relations, and our website. So let's get into it. About us. So, Authentic Self exists as an all natural, organic, and vegan coffee shop. So, all of our products through coffee, our pastries, bakery, different things like that, everything only is organic and vegan. We offer gluten-free, sugar-free, and dairy-free coffee, like I said. But just because our coffee is free from these ingredients does not mean we're flavor-free. We serve healthy coffee that is equally as tasty as normal coffee. A huge part about us is that we aim to love God first and love people. So that is a huge part of who we are, is we are a Christian and faith-based company. Our mission is to serve all natural coffee that promotes wellness for every human to be their authentic self. No added sugars or preservatives that corrupt the body. Our vision, and here's a little picture of kind of like the vibe that we want our coffee shop to be. Our vision is to serve this authentic coffee in a comfortable, peaceful, and happy atmosphere. We have launched our coffee in several grocery stores and pop-up events, but now we are expanding into a coffee shop. So we are already in grocery stores such as Sprouts, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's typically serves their own stuff, but we do pop-ups there, and Albertsons, and I believe Whole Foods. So we are in some organic grocery stores, and we also do pop-up events, like I said, in here. We go to different companies, business events, different church events, different like wellness things like run 5Ks and runs like that. We like show up and serve our coffee. But now we are excited to start a coffee shop. So, a huge part of our company is our branding. So, to give you an idea of what our company is, it is a faith based vegan coffee shop, like I said before. More than half of the people who live a vegan, vegetarian lifestyle leans left politically and do not practice religion. So, we exist to take away the stigma of a vegan lifestyle and point customers to Christ, as well as catering towards that type of lifestyle. So, I will get into the statistics a little bit later on, but that's a huge part of why we want to launch a coffee shop, is because, like this picture here, we want to create an atmosphere where people can come and bring their Bibles and have community and talk to each other, while also drinking healthy and all natural coffee that is beneficial to their bodies. But the stigma around the vegan lifestyles, that everyone is like hippies and they, don't like God, and they're just into like living for yourself and da da da. And so we just want to really expand and reach those people and just show them the love of Christ by also catering towards the things that they like. So this is our verse. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's basically in Daniel 1:12-16, where Daniel and his friends and a bunch were chosen to serve the king, and the king wanted them to eat all these meats and all these fancy foods, but Daniel felt like God was telling him, no, I just need to eat vegetables and water. And so they tested him, and they were like, okay, like the amount of time that we serve all these other men meats and all these extra things, you eat your vegan stuff and we'll see how you look. And then it says Daniel and his three friends looked healthier and better nourished than the young men who had been eating the food assigned by the king. So after that, the attendant fed them all only vegetables instead of the food and wine provided for the others. And so this is what Authentic Self stands on. We will advertise this on our website, our social media, and in our store. Like, we'll have verses on the store. We will serve drinks and food that are not added by artificial ingredients, but that honor our bodies. And so this is why our verse is what it is because it truly encompasses who we are, that, we are just using the things that God has given us, and we are not adding anything extra, because we believe that once we live that way, that we are actually stronger than those who, eat and drink all the man-made sugars and things like that. So this is the picture for our shop inspiration, kind of like before. And here's a little girl with her friends drinking her coffee. So we just really want to be a happy atmosphere. So starting off, the biggest thing is location is key. This is kind of starting our strategy. Let me try and move. Okay. Most people discover it was found on a website that most in sources are set at the end. But most people discover coffee shops by seeing the physical location, either hearing about it from word of mouth or by Google. So this kind of will drive our strategy. We want to run as many Google ads as we can and up our CEO based off of our website and other social media platforms, digital media blogs, things like that. And try and create as many customer promotions that we can so that people will tell each other and we'll get the buzz going about our coffee shop, since that's how most people typically find coffee shops. And also place. This is a big part of the 4 P's in marketing, and we want to implement a really good location. So we want to find a location that is popping, it's very common, it's in a good area, there's people walking around, because you can see right here how customers discover coffee shops. This graph, the number one way is people saw the actual sorry, I'm just making sure it's recording. People saw the actual location, and then they heard it from a friend, or they searched up on Google. So that's what we're going to target. We're going to have a great location, and we're going to make sure everyone's talking about us, and then we're making sure that when someone types in best vegan coffee shop, it comes up first on the Google search. So that's kind of how we're going to aim our strategy. Starting off in our customer promotions. This is just a little graphic that talks about how people will trust recommendations from people, basically kind of proving that word of mouth is very important, especially within like places like restaurants and coffee shops. So the current generation that is prominent, and honestly most of them are all around 80 and 85%, that they mainly will trust and go do what other people kind of like influence and tell them to. So we're going to kind of heighten on this. And before Authentic Self launches, we will promote for about 2 weeks. So we're going to utilize this kind of word of mouth, like I was saying before, and make sure everyone is recommending. That's what we kind of want to focus on in that promotion. So we will promote for about 2 weeks that we have free drinks for first timers if they leave a Google or Yelp review. And they will also get a free drink for every person that they bring or recommend. So if they bring 5 of their friends, then all 5 of them are going to get a free drink. And so we think that I've actually personally been to a coffee shop that has done this, and I instantly left a review because that's easy. You just pull up your phone, scan a QR code, leave a Google review. How easy is that? And you get a free drink. And so we want to keep this promotion going for about 2 weeks. And so we kind of want to have a soft launch and then do this. And then at the end of 2 weeks, have a hard launch. And so this will create an incentive to gain more customers and create awareness of our coffee shop by focusing on word of mouth, like I said before. And in order to, so there's one thing to promote and have these free drinks, but once the person gets the free drink, what'll make them want to come back? So this is why we have to create an idea of how to retain these customers. So in order to retain these customers, we will invite them to be a part of our rewards program. So we have a rewards program set up that, if you reach a certain amount of hole punches on a little card, or if you have a certain amount of times you put in your phone number, you'll get a free drink or you'll get a discount, things like that. And so I know that I'm a part of a rewards program for a coffee shop near DBU where I go to school right now. It's called 7 Brew. And about every 6 or 7 times that you go and put in your number, you get a free drink. And so that makes me keep wanting to go back because it's great coffee and I get a free drink. So it's something to look forward to. So this is how we're going to retain our customers. We will also reach out to influencers and bloggers for them to share the launch of and promotion of our coffee shop. And I'll get into that later on. And I already said this about the rewards program and how we're going to reach out to influencers and I guess I repeated this. And then during the promotional time, we will also ask for honest feedback from the sample group with the goal of making our company better. So like I said, when we're soft launching, from the time period of soft launching to hard launching, we're going to ask those customers for their feedback of our service, of our coffee shop, of our coffee, things we can improve, because we really want to make our coffee shop an unforgettable experience. And we also want that feedback. So we went to implement an integrated marketing communication part of our promotional and advertising strategy. This basically means that we want a huge team, or not a huge team, but we want anyone on our promotional and advertising and social media team to all be on the same page. So one way that we're going to do that, it's the last bullet point, I'll just go backwards. One way we're going to do that is to use different communication tools such as Slack, email, Slack, email, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom in order to maximize clarity in our brand awareness through marketing and promotion. We want everyone to be on the same page, and the best way to do that is to be constantly communicating. So we're going to use these channels that anyone using a computer, iPhone, Android, iPad, Chromebook, whatever it is, they can all access these communication tools, and they can all look at updates and different things like that. We're going to also have a position for someone to communicate these things with clarity, consistency, and assign strategic roles to advertise in a unified way. So we're basically going to have like different teams. So we'll have like a photography team, social media team, ad team, promotional team, different teams, and we're going to have a point like leader on each of those, and they're going to all meet with the owner, me, and then they're going to trickle down the communication. But this is going to be super important in keeping unity in all of our promotional and advertising strategies. And then all as to all be in unity, all marketing and promotional teams will follow the company's branding, which is like colors, fonts, themes, beliefs, and everything else that is going to be stated in here. We're going to make sure that every single person on the team is very knowledgeable and consistent in that, so that we can just see consistency across all boards. So getting into our target market. So go back to kind of what I said this coffee shop was about and what we are catering to. Those are the two target markets that we're going to cater and target. Cater to and target. So our first group that we're going to cater to is would be people who of all ages who care about their health and their well-being, and who live more of a vegan organic lifestyle. So these are all people who are, just health buffs. Like, doesn't matter who they are, what age they are, what race they are, what gender they are. They just love to take care of themselves, and they already live that lifestyle. So we're just providing more of another source for them to continue living that lifestyle. And then the next target market would be Christians who want to pursue an organic and natural lifestyle, since Authentic Self is faith-based. So we're going to kind of target both these markets in different ways, but we'll get into it. So here we have advertising to the first target market group. So these are the people that are health buffs, love wellness, love organic and vegan things. So here is just a few pictures. This is one girl, her name is Kayla. She's a fitness influencer, and she always posts different things that she's eating, places she's eating at that has good options. And then here are just some pictures of people who live that healthy lifestyle. So the first thing that we're going to do, people who live this really healthy lifestyle, it is researched that they typically will be influenced more by things that are specific facts and in statistics. So when we use email marketing, which is the first way we're going to advertise to them, we want to send out statistics, coupons, facts, new products, benefits to our products, different things like that. Create different campaigns and different like strategies. Like, here is one picture that says 31 simple tips for a healthier lifestyle. Kind of like that. Like, be like, oh, the best all natural coffee that makes your body da da da, and send all these facts, and we'll send that in an email, because that is how these people are typically more likely to buy your product, is when they see the actual benefits, when they hear actual testimonials. And that goes into influencer marketing. A lot of people who are health buffs listen to other health buffs. So we want to utilize this, and we want to find well-known, well-liked health and fitness influencers, or health and wellness influencers, and provide them with incentives. So we'll provide our influencers that will help us with incentives such as discounts, coupons, free coffee, free different things like that. And we also want to create testimonials. We want these people to say what they love about our coffee, and what they love about our coffee shop, and how it's benefited them and helped their healthy lifestyle. And then we move into digital media. We will use digital media such as Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube. These are the social media platforms that cater most towards people who live a healthy lifestyle. They look at Pinterest for recipes. They look at Pinterest for workouts. They look at Facebook for groups. They look at Facebook for, different things. So we'll definitely use this to our advantage. And we'll also, the content that we'll create on there will be educational. It won't just be something that's cutesy and aesthetic. Like, no, we'll have like this girl, Kayla, who posts, she's always posting her food, and she's like, helped me lose blah 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 pounds, has helped me feel better about myself, so we want to have educational content like that. And then lastly, we'll advertise to them with our rewards and referral program. So like I said before, leaving a Google or Yelp review to help get a free coffee, we'll advertise to them in this way. Moving on to advertising to our second target market group, these are people who are Christians that are wanting to live this certain lifestyle. So we will start, as well as the last group, by digital media. But these platforms are a little bit different. We'll use Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is a big one right now, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. So in the same way, a lot of Christians will look at Pinterest and Instagram or even TikTok of like cool places to go with friends for Bible studies and things like that. But our content that we will be creating on here is going to be different than the past target market group. We want to create aesthetic content of people having Bible studies at coffee shops, different playlists that we use, different Bible verses, kind of just a different content reach in that way. We also will do email marketing because that's a very great one, but we are going to do it in a little different way. We want to create content that shows kindness and hospitality and community that surrounds Authentic Self's coffee shop. This is what a lot of Christians look for in a coffee shop and in different information that is given. So we're going to cater towards them a little differently than the other group. We also are going to cater to them and advertise with rewards, offer free drinks for referring a friend, discounts with every purchase, you get points, etc. We also are going to utilize blogs. So this is a different than the last group. We want to advertise not only with our own blogs from our own websites, but also find local bloggers and influencers who can write about our coffee shop. If there's Christian influencers out there on TikTok or on Instagram, they can write about us and write about their experience and tag us and things like that, and just kind of create that buzz. And then lastly, user generated content. Christians love community. People who are in the health and wellness and vegan lifestyle love community. And so we want to utilize user generated content to create an online sense of community by reposting and mentioning those who tag the coffee shop or tag each other. This way people can see everyone else who's there and really enjoy it. So the role of advertising in establishing brand personality is really important. What we advertise will show who we are as a brand. And like I said before, our branding is very important to us. We want to come across as a coffee shop that is open and loving and accepting of a lifestyle, but also like pours out truth and provides a great environment for people to share the gospel and things like that. So tone and voice and content will establish our brand personality. So I hope that you saw in some of the content that we will promote for or advertise for both target market groups, that truly does set the brand personality of Authentic Self. Content is key, like I said before, and people want to take care of their bodies. They want a healthier option and a peaceful environment to do so. So we want to advertise this because people are looking for it. I'm about to get into statistics in a second, but we really want to cater towards this growing number of people who want to live this lifestyle. All right, so here's a little bit of statistics surrounding our target market. This is some research that I did. So 3 in 4 vegans are female. So a lot of people that live this lifestyle are not male. So we want to make sure we want to cater to everyone. So we do want to keep that in mind that we will be targeting more females than males, but we also want to bring in more males. So, but just that this statistic really helps us keep in mind who we're targeting and what type of person they are. 8% of the US population is vegan and 5% are vegetarian. So you may think that this is a really small percentage, which it is. But the main reason for this is because there are not a lot of options around all states in the US for vegan options. It's definitely growing over time, though. 44% of vegans in the US range from ages 25 to 34, and this is very important to keep in mind for our advertising and marketing campaigns. 1 in 8 Americans consider themselves vegan and vegetarian. About 84% of vegans or vegetarians abandon their diet because of not that many options. So a lot of people will want to live this lifestyle, but when they go to a restaurant or when they go to a coffee shop, there's not a lot of options. So they're like, okay, might as well just get this. So that's a pretty big number of people who abandon their diet. The amount of vegans and vegetarians has grown over time. So in this graph right here, you can see from about 1990, I'd say, or no, about a little bit before 1995 to 2020, a few years ago, it has grown like almost 10 million of people in the US. So there are definitely people who are the total vegetarians. So it's definitely becoming more popular. Um, 52% of vegans lean left politically, and 47 of vegans do not practice any religion. And this is kind of what encompasses our brand personality, is that we want to change the stigma, because that is a large amount of people who believe this and live this way. Moving forward, these are some vegan-friendly cities that I'm about to describe. It is harder to maintain a vegan lifestyle when living in a city that does not have many options. This is why I stated all those statistics before about how many people abandon their diet, because if you're living in a city that maybe is not left politically, they might not like the stigma around it, and they might not have that many options. And so it is important to live in a city that does have options, and this is part of why we are creating Authentic Self. Most people abandon their vegan diet because there's not many options, like I said before. So the Vegetarian Resource Group found that in 1993 there were only vegan restaurants. Now there were only a few. There are only a few vegan restaurants. Now there are over 970 completely vegan restaurants. So there is definitely a lot more options, but we still want to grow it. So you can read all of these cities that are most vegan friendly. The only one in Texas that is very vegan friendly is Austin. And we want to launch Authentic Self in Dallas and in other areas. We want to launch in East Texas and West Texas and all over Texas, but there are not many options in Texas. A lot of people, there are more options in California and in more left states than there are in Texas. So why this information? Austin is the only city in Texas that offers all vegan menu coffee shops. You can find vegan options and coffee shops around around Texas, but not all vegan. And this is what we want to launch. So people are wanting to live a better and healthier lifestyle. So let's start with coffee. So, going into our competitors, since Authentic Self wishes to launch in Texas, their main competitors are located in Austin, like I said before. So, here are the three main competitors: Dear Diary Coffee House, Greater Goods Coffee Roasters, and Revival Coffee. So here are two pictures I included of both Dear Diary and Greater Goods coffee shops. As you can see, they have very similar aesthetics and vibes, I would say, as Authentic Self. They're both minimal and very bright, with bright lighting, natural lighting. They're both very popular and well liked. Dear Diary is rated 4.5 stars on Yelp and has very great reviews. They're both located in Austin, like I said before. And Dear Diary is really cute. They sell like postcards, stickers, books, and things like that, which Authentic Self might launch in the future, but we don't have that currently. So they definitely are very similar, and they're very well known. This is the last competitor that we're going to talk about today, even though there are many more in Austin and around the US. But Revival Coffee by Gabriella's. It's also located in Austin. But as you can see, it's very pink and girly. Even the chairs and the tables are pink. So it's a different vibe than Authentic Self. So it may not attract the same types of people, because not everyone likes, pink and girly things. But especially like if we're trying to cater towards men. But it is very popular and very well liked. And it's also an all vegan coffee shop. So here are competitors. These we definitely want to look at how they're advertising and look at how they're creating brand loyalty and customers and things like that, and just try and up our game. So moving into our storyboard for a commercial. So this is a little story about a girl named Jill, and she just moved to Texas from California, and she lives a vegan lifestyle, but she is desperately wanting coffee and doesn't know of any good options in the area that serve all natural, all vegan things. So she's thinking to herself, like, maybe I can find a place online or ask a friend. I don't know if it's really good. And then her new friend came over in the middle of her thinking, and she came to hang out, and then she saw Jill's computer and says that she'd been there before and that she loves it. So her friend convinces Jill to try out Authentic Self, because when Jill searched it up on that SEO, Authentic Self came up, and so her friend saw it on her computer and said, we should try it, I've been there. So Jill and her friend enter the coffee shop. They love the vibe, and Jill is so excited to find her first vegan coffee in Texas. So they're sitting down in their little coffee shop in scene 5, and she loves the coffee. She said it's better than California. She said, "Thanks for telling me about it. I'm so glad you got me I'm so glad you got a free coffee for bringing me because of that rewards. Also, what is that Bible verse on the wall?" Because she saw the Bible verse. And Jill and her friend continued to talk over coffee. Her friend shared the gospel, and the barista joined as well. "I can't wait to tell everyone about this place," says Jill. So this is our little storyboard about, the problem. She doesn't have any options here, doesn't really know what. Solution, she finds it online and by word of mouth. Her friend tells her it was great. They go and experience it, and she experienced the rewards, experience Jesus, and wants to go share more. Alrighty, I added some lighting. It's getting kind of dark. It started storming. But moving on in our presentation, I'm going to be talking about a celebrity spokesperson and different qualities that they will need to have to represent our brand well. So, utilizing a celebrity spokesperson will be more than appropriate. They would be a good fit for the brand if they have a loyal following and if they believe in all the company's values. So, here are a few examples of people that would be great celebrity spokespersons for Authentic Self. The woman on the left, her name is Janine Amapola. She is a Christian influencer. She has a podcast called Happy and Healthy, where she just speaks to Christian women or just women in general who want to be happy mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And she gives a lot of great advice. So she would be a great spokesperson for us because she could come try out our coffee, post about us, even talk about it in her podcast, or even bring her podcast to Authentic Self and talk to a friend, different things like that. And then also the woman on the right, her name is Kayla. And that is her and her husband. And I included her a little bit before. But she is a fitness celebrity who posts her workouts as well as the places she eats, and has also been on the news multiple times. Her husband is also a fitness influencer. So having them two would appeal to both genders. And utilizing them would be great for our brand. We definitely want to utilize influencer marketing in our advertising strategy. Heading into public relations, this is a great piece and a very important part of Authentic Self. The role of public relations will be able to just manage the company's publicity and affairs with consumers and just the public in general. So some examples of press coverage and stories that could be used for Authentic Self. There could be press coverages about community activities. So we really want to heighten and advertise good community. So if someone is hosting something at the coffee shop, whether it's like a Bible study, church event, open mic night, different things like that, we definitely could have a press coverage about that, especially if it is a celebrity spokesperson or influencer. Covering the soft launch and hard launch day would be a great press coverage. Covering special events like speakers or open mic nights, like I said before, poetry nights, just fun little things, would be great stories for a PR firm to cover. Another PR angle, or what we could cover. Another PR angle would be to, instead of just doing coverages of events, we could have stories that could involve a loyal customer, me, the owner. We could talk about influencers and their experience, or just normal people and just their experience and their love for Authentic Self and how it's affected their life. I could talk about in an interview just about how it started, the heart behind it, how we've given back to the community, different things like that. Here is an example of a coffee shop that is very well known in Texas. They aren't a competitor because they aren't all vegan and they don't serve that type of products. But here is just their homepage, and we would want to look a little different, but we like how they start and they say belong and become. They're Christian as well. We love how they say belong and become. We kind of would want like our website to kind of look this way. We want the same vibe where it's just people drinking coffee and meeting with each other. We want our brand colors, fonts, and themes that to all be consistent here with our social medias and in our coffee shop. George is like all white on the inside and all white on the outside. So it makes sense why their website would be all white and then showcase that. And so we would definitely want to do the same with our website. The role of the website would be to just showcase our brand, what we have to offer. And then this would reinforce other legs of IMC by including social media accounts, events, and other promotions activities. We also would want to include blogs in here, and we would definitely have a team that writes blogs in order to up that SEO. And we also want a spot that has reviews, whether it's Google or Yelp, in order to just boost the analytics and get us up on the search engine. So all in all, here are some sources that were used in my presentation for research and statistics and things like that. I hope that you enjoy this presentation, and I'm so excited to launch my company, Authentic Self. And we hope that it just brings the community a new sense of authenticity and a healthy lifestyle where they just feel close to the Lord. And we are so excited. So thank you so much for listening.